Hello, hello. We are live. So hopefully you guys are tuning in. Running a little bit behind, but that is okay. Trying to be a little bit more. Um, I threw some things together last minute, honestly, to tell you the truth, but that's what I was talking about today. Um, with somebody at work, it's like, things, um, things happen in our lives that kind of force us to make drastic changes. So that's where I'm at right now. So we are just going to talk about a topic today that somebody in the audience mentioned. I asked yesterday everybody what they would like to see discussed next, and this was the topic that they chose. So uh, here we go. Hold on just a second. Oh my God, I can't spell. Uh, okay, here we go, folks. Golly. This is why you prepare early and not do what I'm doing here. Okay, here we go. There we go. We'll put on the ticker. There we go. All right, folks, we are talking about today Restream versus StreamYard, which is the best live streaming tool on LinkedIn. And the reason I say LinkedIn is because, um, you know, LinkedIn, again, if you don't know, if you're not used to live streaming or you've never live streamed on the LinkedIn platform, um, what makes it difficult and fun, yes, I said difficult and fun, is that you have to use a third party streaming software, which just simply means you have to use a different, um, it doesn't have its own built in or native streaming software. So you have to actually use one and you have to choose from a few that are well, you can choose from many. Trust me, you don't have to. I don't want to go into too deep and too technical because we could talk about that as well all day long. But you do have to use a third party streaming software, and the ones that they mainly suggest, and most of the live streamers that do stream on LinkedIn use is StreamYard or a Restream. So before we go any further into the discussion, let's say hello to a few people tuning in. Mr. John Lacey, how are you doing, my friend? Um, Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Let me know how your audio event went. Ms. Yolanda Chin, thank you for tuning in over on our YouTube channel. And again, if you're checking us out on YouTube, please head over there to at the Gabe Blue Experience on YouTube and follow and subscribe. But we would appreciate it. We is me. So, yes, Mike, there are a lot out there. I'm curious to hear your take. Okay, we are going to get into discussion of it. Let's not beat around the proverbial bush and let's just get started into the discussion. Now, Restream and StreamYard are the two main softwares that most people that so if you've watched a live stream or you've consumed a live stream on LinkedIn, you've probably seen somebody, the host, the creator, the producer, or whoever's putting their content out there using one of these two tools. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm sorry. I am thirsty. Okay, let's go. And the thing about using both of these softwares, a lot of people have their preferences. So we're going to go into it and we're going to talk about the use. Now, what you guys see me using today is Restream Studio. Um, I got familiar with Restream in season three. I was it season three, season two of what I was doing live streaming every day, and I used Restream to push out my live streaming events. And ooh, it's cold in Australia. Then I had also been very familiar with using StreamYard. Now I've been using both for a while, but what I love about both of these software, I'm going to talk about what both of them what I like about both real quick. They both continue to push the envelope of developing new features and technologies that help the creators who use them. That's the best part. And what I'm just we're going to touch on that too, because that's one of the things that I do want to talk about, that most people, um, and see, we have these individuals that switch, that go from one type to the other, um, and there are just many things that you will learn to appreciate that each one of them has to offer. um, so part of what I am liking about some of the things that I've been noticing on Restream now that I've been using it, and this is simply this the free version. I'm not going into paid versions because there are different tools and features that do get released with more of them. We will discuss that here in a little bit, but I'm just talking about from the beginning of starting out as a creator. They both are equally, excuse me, very compatible, um, with using your Chrome browser, and even I think it's, uh, people who use their cell phones to stream with. It's pretty easy to kind of pull up. Doesn't make it too difficult, so you can stream mobilely. They're both adding pretty nice features, to each one of them, and I know I've done 4 shows on StreamYard. Used to use Restream via OBS Studio, Restream Studio, like StreamYard more than I thought I would. Now, one of the things that I will say, and this is what I'm just saying and looking at from the Restream Studio now, and I'm going to just see if you guys can show you and share my screen here. So I'm going to just show you. It's going to look weird. Trust me, it's going to be like Inception. You're going to see multiple camera views of me. Pay no attention to that, but just pay attention to the things that are around the studio here. So this is their new studio. This is their Studio 2.0 experience. They've done what I've always wanted them to do, and they simplified the process. So you can go over to your people, which is anybody that you have in your stream, which is just me and my share screen at this point. You can go over to your design, which where you have all your overlays, videos, everything else, your captions, which is what you see streaming across there with any lower thirds that you want to create, and your tickers. They have this cool thing which I like also, which is a QR code, which I can flash on the screen, and I can say, hey, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn or not, there's the QR code up in the corner. You can also put a link to anything that you want to create. So I have a link to my booking if you want to book a chat with me, that sort of thing. Those are pretty cool. I love that. Features like having music that you can add to your streams, and of course the chat, which you guys are seeing here now. And then also to the left, they've also added where you can add scenes now, so you can create scenes and kind of custom build how you want the flow of your show to go, which is pretty nice. Um, and again, I'm not sponsored. I'm just going to mention that I am like not sponsored by Restream. I'm just here as an observer. I'm talking about what it is. But they have a welcome screen. They have a new scene screen where you can add a presentation, a videos file, your share screen, which is what I shared a minute ago, a demonstration, which you can have a picture in picture. You can bring up things like this, which is that's my insurance card. Um, you can do a summary, which will take it up to the end of the show. You can do a Q&A, which allows people to pull this in. Um, but, again, what I do love is, again, it's been hard to, uh, it, the creativity is starting to expand a little bit more, which is what I really do enjoy. As a creator, trust me, I've used both of these streaming softwares almost from the beginning, um, when they were starting to actually get popular and use them. So I've seen them kind of grow, and I've seen them kind of flourish. What Restream also has for a while that I've been thoroughly that I've always enjoyed was their oh my gosh, come on, get it out, Gabe. Their pairs, which allows a host to invite a viewer, and they can connect their social media channels, so it streams out to their channels apart from your channel, so it just expands your reach on what people can see. um, yeah, and to John's point, I want to primarily stick to some of the things, but John does have a point. I have both used OBS and Ecamm Live to stream to multiple destinations. Restream is pretty good. Um, Restream is pretty good at integrating with both your OBS, Zoom, and Ecamm, which is what I've used in the past. And it kind of helps facilitate using their software. And I know it's complicated to bring in the comments. So you're able to see the comments directly through. For anybody who doesn't know, who's watching and wants to understand, the comments that I'm able to pull up are the comments that are part of the API, which is again kind of hard to explain, but it just allows me to see the return comments that are coming that you guys are putting in the stream while I'm live streaming. LinkedIn, you have to have permission to allow that to happen. LinkedIn doesn't allow that for every streaming software out there. So softwares like OBS, Ecamm, there's a few others that I've used, Evamux. There's a couple more where you would have to use. You can see the comments, you just can't pull them into the screen. You can't interact with them. You can't use them. So the thing about what most people and that I've talked to in using either one of these, I think the best part about them is that they're making it very user friendly. So what I mean by that is it's not overcomplicated. The old studio that Restream used to have was a little bit more complicated in how people would have to navigate, but they've kind of in their new experience, which is what I was sharing a minute ago, and I'll share it one more time. Let's see, stop share screen. Let me do it again. Let's go to my window. Here we go. We'll share it again. But what you see here is that they've kind of minimized it, so you can just go into one of these few categories to look at. You can pull up what you're trying to do, so it doesn't overcomplicate. It doesn't overcomplicate it. And I know that when many people come on LinkedIn for the first time and they realize that they have to, you know, let me stop the share screen. That drives me nuts sometimes. Sorry about that. And to let me just talk about, and I'm going to go into StreamYard too. They're bringing out new features, but Restream also has those QR code shopping features, which are cool, which makes it pretty accessible if you're shopping through using Amazon Live. So, I mean, there are ways, and I like. I look. I'm wearing an Ecamm hat. I love Ecamm. I love using it. I love the flexibility of it. Problem is that as a LinkedIn creator, if I want to interact, if I'm just wanting to, like I'm doing here now with you guys, I have to go through a secondary source, and I have to use an encoder plugin like Restream to allow me to do that. I know it sounds funny. It's insane to think about that you have to use one streaming software to use another streaming software. It's pretty much what you're doing. It's just the way it goes, man. That's how LinkedIn is. You choose LinkedIn to stream. This is what you have to work with. So I'm just walking through it. Now, StreamYard has added a lot of really great features. Now, as you get into the higher price points, and I believe this is the same for Restream, you can now start taking your audio and video and downloading it as separate files. So, in other words, if I had me and a guest on and we wanted to just take the audio and strip it down, we could use that for a podcast. Or if we just wanted to use our separate videos to create different forms of micro content, you can do that as well. And there are a few things that have been added inside of StreamYards to help build and create overlays inside of it. Also within StreamYard, they have local recording, which pretty much will guarantee if the camera quality on the person who's using their streaming looks choppy or terrible when it streams across, it's going to look a hell of a lot better when it's recorded. So you get like really good quality video. So they've had, again, they're and they offer a lot of the same features too. You get chat. I mean, you have music over there. You have the same brandings. You still have overlays. You still have things that you can do over there on StreamYard as well. Plus, they have they have added a lot. And I'm just gonna pull it up here in just a second so you can see. And I know, again, this is gonna be a little crazy to look inside, but I'm gonna go into my StreamYard and I'm gonna pull it in as a window. So just hold tight, folks. This is gonna be. I know it sounds funny, but we're gonna be using Restream to go look at StreamYard because I wanted to give it a fair assessment. So um, let me log in real quick. Here we go. And that's the one thing, the cool thing that I do think that's a little bit different with StreamYard. You have to use, excuse me, you have to use their password. They give you a password every time you log in, so you don't have a saved password, which is kind of crazy. So I'm gonna enter the studio. It won't be able to see my microphone just because, but that's okay. We don't need. I mean, I don't need my. Let's go in here. Let's go inside our window. Let's see, StreamYard. Okay, here we go. All right, now what you're seeing, guys, is we are inside our StreamYard studio. So it is just blank here, but you see it's very simplistic, which is what a lot of people usually like because there's not too much that you have to do. And I have all these overlays and videos and stuff in here, but you see a lot of the same things that are readily available. Now, the features and the things that you can add inside of StreamYard, again, vary based on the price point. Now, the price points are, they have like a entry level. You have a free version, which is what you're seeing here, that you can create, you can stream through. Same thing with Restream. It's what I'm using now. It's how you guys are watching me. Um, but the second thing that you will that when you go up the next tier and paying for it, you get to use. You get to have your own logos, branding, those things that you can actually add. You can change. You can add screen overlays. You can add your video clips. You can custom make your backgrounds. So, and you can also add your own music, which is kind of cool. All right. But, one of the things that I do, and you can edit the layout, which is kind of cool. You can change that to what I've been just seeing how I want it to look. So you can add an item, you can bring in something, you can bring a camera grid in, your slot, a media slot, you can bring in here. They've added quite a few features, which is pretty cool. Like these things were not available a while back, trust me. Um, and the whole only thing that I will say is that I've always kind of pointed people to go to StreamYard first to start using it. Um, hello, all the way. Who's watching us in Bali? Hello from Bali, man. 6 a.m. Thank you for tuning into my live stream that early in the morning, man. I appreciate it. Early to bed, early to rise. There you go, man. Makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. The wise old Benjamin Franklin, I believe, said that. Um, yeah, Restream does have the split video tracks technically in in beta options for recordings, but they aren't local recordings. They're a reflection of your internet connection, still useful for repurposing though. Note to self: don't make comments too long. The Restream bot can't handle them. It is funny, but like I was just mentioning, when you go inside and you look inside each of one of these studios, they're very similar. I just think the interface for beginners, for individuals starting out, is why I would always point them to StreamYard because the layout was so much simpler. Now it's changed because when you're looking here inside of the Restream studio, this is their new experience, not the old one. If you go back, you're going to get confused. There's two different streams. So trust me, it's not easy. But inside of what you see here inside of this studio, um, it's made it so that you can kind of simplify the process of what you want to do when you create a show or when you create a live stream or presentation or whatever it is that you're using Restream for. So I will say that again, both of them have very similar price points. Your beginning cost, if you're going to pay on a monthly, is about $20 a month for both, for Restream and StreamYard. So if you're using it on a month to month basis, it's about $20. If you're using it on an annual, if you buy an annual subscription, which right now Restream has a 30%, 33% off on buying an annual subscription to their service, it's about $13 a month. Which is, if you're live streaming and a cost per, it's a pretty good deal. But they're both about the same. And then when you start going into the professional levels or their high end levels of more features, so each one of them will allow you, like, so let's just say on their next level, you get all the branding that you want to add. You have your overlays, your video uploads, your video storage, how many guests you're allowed, how many destinations you can stream from. I believe they're both at like two. I think Restream is three. StreamYard is two, depending on their basic level. And then when you start moving up to their professional level, then you stream up to 5 or 10 destinations. You get the keys to the castle, and then they have their business ones, which are way more expensive. But the price points are the same, like I said, on the professional levels as well. It's both of them are about $50 a month. So that is if you're paying on a month to month basis. If you're paying again on a annual subscription, it drops down to like $41 a month, which isn't bad. I mean, if you're a beginner and you want to start out and it's easy and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I would make mention that, again, you if you're a beginner and you want to keep it pretty simple anyways, yes. And I'm just going to say, to be honest, the out of the two free versions that I'm using, because I'm using free versions because I'm trying to show people what they can do on a free version. This is a Restream version. Restream free version, if I could get that out. Gosh. So I'm streaming to two destinations right now, my YouTube channel, and of course on LinkedIn. Now you can see that I have the Restream branding, but it's not as prominent. Like when you stream on StreamYard with their free version, you have their StreamYard duck. You have the one or two backgrounds you can choose from. That's it. Okay, you can pull up comments, but as far as branding or trying to hide anything else, like if you didn't see the Restream thing, you could see that I maybe might think that you might brand this the way that I want. I can always go back and change colors on my design here, so I can choose colors, I can change colors, I can go back to a different color. So if I went to LinkedIn, but I can change my backgrounds, which they have a few that are very limited, but you could change it to match something that you might want to do. So just depends, man. And I think as far as overlays, they do have some. Like you have something like this, look pretty simple, but it adds a little something where I think as far as free versions, if I was pointing someone to go use a free version to test out, I would send them to Restream. But if you're going to be paying for it, you're going to be paying for it, and you need simple, I would send them to StreamYard. So, like I said, I've done both. I've used both. You know, I've seen a lot of creators who've used both of them. I will say that if I have a preference, if you're asking me if I want a preference, what it is, I'm just saying is because this is my own opinion. Everybody else has theirs, but I've kind of migrated towards feeling more like Restream has a lot more to offer as a creator here on the LinkedIn platform. And again, not to discount what StreamYard has to offer. I am a StreamYard fan too. I've used both. They have a really great team over there. They always have They always have live streams. They have a town hall talking about all the features. Like Jules Riley, who's one of their members over there. I mean, they're very good at talking about all the things that they're adding, and they're very helpful and useful when you get started. I just, as a creator, find this to more of my style, my taste. So, um, what's going on, Miss Michelle J. Raymond? This is, look, this lady, if you're on LinkedIn, she is the queen of business pages, of company pages. I mean, she just got invited to speak to social media marketing world in 2024 about this, about LinkedIn. So it kind of tells you where her place is in the hierarchy of LinkedIn. So she's pretty awesome. Please go check her out. She does a live stream herself. So what's going on, Mr. GB3 himself, Mr. Garen Bellany? Thank you for tuning in. Look, again, if I'm coaching, I coach people to go to StreamYard, which is funny. Like I said, my personal preference is Restream. If I'm coaching somebody though, and I want them to learn, I go and send them to StreamYard. That's why you saw my StreamYard studio. It's a tutorial session. This is where I go when I teach people how to live stream because it's simple. And if you're starting out simple, you don't want to overcomplicate the process and frustrate somebody who's just learning. So for me, when I teach them, I go to StreamYard because I find it's so much easier with the user interface and how to navigate it. So I'm just, if you're using StreamYard, did you have a weekly town meeting? Yep, on your features, and you can win merch. So I'm just saying, if you have individuals that are getting started out there and they're wanting to learn how to live stream, that simply put, StreamYard is going to be the obvious choice. But I also find people that migrate from StreamYard to Restream because they see that there are also a few limitations that they might want to change. And that's fine. That's cool. Like I said, you can add things, you can change things. It's become a little bit more. So let me just see. You can also, I mean, you just still have, you got things like virtual backgrounds, which you can use. And I think both of them have virtual backgrounds that you can use as well. So if you're just streaming and you want to use it, it's there. You both have the ability, they both have the ability to use it. I see tons of people that use them in StreamYard all the time. I can pretty much look at a live stream now and tell when somebody's using a standardized background from StreamYard. So I'm just saying. But um, but I love the things that they're starting to do to advance each one of them in the usefulness of their software, and they're really concentrating on um, things like micro content, that sort of deal. So I think even inside of StreamYard, let me make sure if I go over here to Restream, over here on StreamYard, I'm in the Restream studio. So I know that in Restream you can do now vertical streaming, which is where you would turn your camera like you would on, say, an Instagram live stream. So you do have that ability as well to stream. I don't honestly, to tell you the truth, know if StreamYard has that available. Um, I mean, I would be curious to find out. Um, hey, what's up, Mister Robert W. Lee? What's going on? New studio? No, well, kind of, sort of. It's the house. It's the same thing. I'm just trying to change the dynamics of where I'm streaming from. Make it look different. That's illusion, right? It's the whole part of it. um, so, yeah, that is, my take of when it comes on of using both. And I will say, I think there are a lot more creators that use StreamYard rather than Restream on the LinkedIn platform. Just from observation of how many live streams that I do watch and I take in, I can pretty much tell the difference when an individual has it on. So And like I said, there are some cool things that you can do inside of the StreamYard studio. I mean, the Restream studio. So I don't have it here because I don't have the option because I'm in their new studio design, which I'm enjoying anyway. You guys can't see, I see the chat, but like inside of the old studio, um, which I don't want to go to, it won't, you can't switch while you're live. Yeah, don't tell me. But in the old studio, you had a chat overlay that you could actually populate the chat on the screen so people could see themselves commenting while you were live. So that was always one of the cool things that I did like about Restream Studio is that if you wanted to include your audience in the stream and have them see their comments and feel like they're a part of the live stream, that was always one of the cool features that I enjoyed because it was very much like a Twitch stream. Like if you've ever been on Twitch and watched live streaming over there, they are very inclusive of their audience and the people that comment. So, um, but there you go. I don't think I haven't seen it either on the StreamYard stream, so I don't believe that they have it available. I was just curious to know, but yeah, I know that StreamYard. I mean, I know that Restream does because I've seen other people use it. So I mean, you can stream vertically, which is. I wish I had the ability to vertically stream to Instagram or TikTok, but they gatekeep those features. Hmm. Well, I don't know. You might be able to do it. Um, I know you might be able. Now, I think they've added those features that you can add Instagram as a destination through using Restream now, so you can stream vertically. If I'm not mistaken, but even if you're using Ecamm or OBS and you're using it as a source, I still believe you can stream to Instagram. It's whether or not you have access to stream live on Instagram using um, a desktop. So if you have the desktop version, or excuse me, if you have access to stream like from a desktop version to Instagram, that you could use a software like Restream or Ecamm to stream live. No. So what I'm, unless I misheard you saying, no, 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 they haven't removed the chat overlay. What they've done, Robert, is they've created two different studios. So they have an old studio, which is what they call their old experience, which is how, if you've ever been inside of Restream and you're familiar with it, everything that you might have loved about what that studio's like is still there, still available. I'm not using it today, so I can't populate it because I am in what they call their new studio version, their Studio 2.0. So their Studio 2.0 is a little bit different. I think it's kind of created more towards gearing like towards uh, people that are doing workshops, presentations, people that are like creating teaching content. So, Walter Strong, what is up, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, what is John? Well, we've used to record a vertical promo video for upcoming show in Restream Studio. Okay. Um, there you go. That's the problem. I can go live on Instagram via my phone, but I kind of hate it. LOL. Well, I'm just saying, I've seen Stephanie Lou test it, or Stephanie Garcia. I'm sorry, I got to get used to saying that again. Um, but Stephanie, I've seen her like using Ecamm through Restream to stream it directly to Instagram via desktop. So they do have the ability, like, but you have to be granted access. It's kind of like what you were doing when LinkedIn was beta testing live streaming. You have to have access to be able to actually do it. So it's a little bit different. I haven't done it because I don't even know if I have access. I've been out of the loop for that long. But I'll be testing a few of these things just to see whether or not it'll work. We'll figure that out as I move along and see if I want to continue like doing what I do here on the live stream. Um, but I hope that any of the creators that are watching, and this is primarily honestly geared towards individuals that stream on LinkedIn, because to be honest, if you're going to stream to YouTube, if you're going to stream through to any of the other like social media platforms, uh, I mean, I would suggest to natively stream on their platform instead of using a streaming encoder like what Restream and StreamYard are. It's great to multi-stream, but I'm just going to tell you, if you stream directly through their studios, you're going to get more reach because it's organically through their algorithm. You're going to push through a lot better than if you're using a streaming software because it kind of throttles it back a little bit. Just to be honest, um, and I would just say, yeah, like I said, you don't have those permissions. I don't know if I do either. That would be nice to know if I did or not, John. But like I was saying, if you're gonna concentrate and work on one of those platforms, like multi-streaming is great. I'm just gonna say multi-streaming is great if you're trying to find your audience. But I think if you have already found your audience, then it's beneficial to just stream natively through their platform. So if I say I had a bigger following on YouTube, I would just stream through YouTube. I wouldn't use StreamYard or Restream. I would just stream to their studio. I would get my stream key set up and just stream directly through YouTube on my desktop, and I would still be able to use something like Ecamm to just open it up as a virtual camera and just stream there instead of me going through an encoder like this, which will throttle my reach as a live stream on their platform, if that makes sense. I know we have a lot of creators here, so hopefully that does make sense to them. So I would look at it as a creator and figure out what it is that I want. Multi-stream to wherever I am. Again, I've been somebody who's been a proponent of multi-streaming because it lets you find a broader reach. But like, if you're not getting any views on Twitter or X, is now as it's called, um, why stream there? Like, what's the whole purpose there? There's no, you're not gaining anything from that point. So, I mean, if you're, it's just to me, it's an unnecessary cost and an unnecessary thing to do if you're just pushing it out to push it out. You do want to have an idea and an intention behind it. So if you have people that are followers on two different platforms, okay, multi-stream, go for it. I think that's the case. Like here, with I have people that probably watch me more on Instagram, or excuse me, Instagram. I don't have John. You got Instagram on my head. I mean, LinkedIn and YouTube, because those are the two that I really want to focus on more than anything. So those are the two platforms that I'm going to push it out to. So yeah, I'm going to use a streaming tool like Restream to multi-stream my live stream. And it works again if you're going to use RTMP to encode it to your website, or again, they have their advantages and disadvantages of doing these things. But if you're starting out in the beginning and you're a newbie and you're a beginner, honestly, if you're going to multi-stream, use StreamYard. That's my opinion. The more advanced you get, I think you can switch and start using a software like Restream. And then when you go to the next tier and you want to like explore, that's when you start looking into things like OBS and Streamlabs and Ecamm and Evamux and the other 10 other streaming softwares, Switchboard Live and Be Live and all these other streaming platforms. So you want to start getting a little bit more advanced, then that would be the case as far as like where you're going. But to start out, I'm just going to push people to go to stream on StreamYard to start out with, because it's very, very easy. I know it's crazy. It gets you like that. As a bit of a contingency plan, there you go. And that's the thing, though. I mean, I would say, um, So Walter has a question, and I'm going to bring that up. What has been your strategy to grow your subscribers on YouTube from bringing viewers from LinkedIn? So, like doing what I did from the beginning of this week is like telling people why you should have a YouTube channel, so that when I start creating content over on my YouTube channel that specifically talks about these sorts of things, it'll drive people from LinkedIn who are curious over there to go find out. Because I'm not going to spill all the good stuff and all the good beans and all the tea over here on LinkedIn. I'm going to try to go push it over on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I want people to go over there and watch. I want people to go see. And there are a few things that you can possibly do that will turn people into go watching it. So say if I'm doing this live stream now and I take this page, I can't lay claim to this, but I've taken this from watching Luria Petrucci and over there at Live Streaming Pros that stream on YouTube and Facebook. So she has two groups that she's streaming to. She's streaming to YouTube and she's streaming to Facebook. If you're part of, like, say, her YouTube subscribership, or you're part of her Facebook group, if you're part of the Facebook group that she's streaming to, right? She can go midstream using one of these streaming softwares and say, okay, guys, we're streaming the first 30 minutes to both live streaming platforms. If you want to go and see the rest of it, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Because after 30 minutes, I can simply, with the click of a button, I can toggle down, I can turn off my streaming to whichever platform I want, and boom, the only place you can go is to wherever I direct you to. Also, my YouTube channel, yes. So let me give you that as well. If you want to, I'm going to go drop it in here into the lower third here. If you want to go check it out, and you want to follow me, or you know what? This is what I love. Wait. Check this out. This is what's cool on using Restream Studio. And just give me a second. So if I go over here, let me just do this real quick. This is what I love. I can go over here. Here's my channel. And then if I go back over here to my studio, drop it in here. And then add. Okay, let me put this in. And then you guys can just simply scan a QR code and go to my channel. Here we go. There we go. So if I add this in here, this is what I love. Check it out. There we go. Add. Oh, let me back it up there because I can't have this many. There we go. Come on. My characters. Okay. I'll just put it like this. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. So now if I wanted to put this, here you go, Walter. Up in the top left-hand corner of the screen is a QR code. If you want to go check out my YouTube channel, you can scan that there, or you can go and head over to the Gabe Liu Experience on YouTube. Please subscribe. We are always trying to build our viewership there. We are at 894 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000. It's funny that like subscriberships like dropped. Like at one point I had over 1,000, and I guess because it's laid dormant and hasn't been there. So I don't know. It's just funny that it drops back down. So I've lost 106 subscribers. So if I want to build it back up again, I got to get over there to 1,000 and build that up again. So there you go. If you want to check out, there you go, at www.youtube.com/@ the Gabe Liu Experience on YouTube, or you can just scan the QR code up in the far left-hand corner of your screen, and it will take you over to my channel. Please subscribe. So yeah, that's how you can actually just take people and drive them over to your YouTube channel. And I think I'm going to do that one of these days. Is I'm going to set it up where I'm going to go 30 minutes live on LinkedIn. If you want to see the rest of what I'm talking about, or if I'm having a conversation with an individual, I will stop mid conversation and go, hey, if you want to check out part 2 of this interview and catch the conclusion, head over to our YouTube channel now. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. I will catch you on the flip side, and then just turn it off and boom. Thank you, Mr. Walter Strong. You are now 895 on the list. So yeah, you can actually do that. That's what I like. It's kind of cool. You can take the subscribership. I mean, you can take people and guide them over to your YouTube channel just to go watch your live over there. So I've seen other people do it. So I don't know. We'll do that now. Guys, if you're watching, we're going to try this out. If you're tuned in, if you want to see what else that I have to say, you're going to have to head over to our YouTube channel. That is there in the comments. It is a hyperlink that Mr. John Lacey, thank you for sharing that. You can click on it now, www.youtube.com/ at the Gabe Low Experience over on YouTube, or you can scan the QR code in the upper left-hand corner. Go over there and subscribe. Other than that, folks, I do have a LinkedIn audio event that I will be doing at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Today, we're going to be talking about communication and relationships. I know it's a little bit different from what I'm doing here. I'm just placating to my love of live streaming and sharing with creators. And the other part is just what I love to talk about as well. It's my own personal little place to share. So if you're such inclined to be hanging around on LinkedIn around that time, go check out my audio event. You can click on my profile. Let me show the QR code real quick again. Scan that there. It'll let you follow me on LinkedIn. And we'll be hanging out over there. But for now, we're going to switch this off. We're going to turn off our LinkedIn live stream here. So if you're on LinkedIn and you want to finish seeing what I have to say, head over to our YouTube channel. We'll see if this works. If not, then I don't know. Maybe I have to eat crow with pie in my face. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, LinkedIn. Everybody else, head over to YouTube. All right. So technically now, we are only supposed to be streaming on YouTube. So let me head over on my phone and check out my YouTube, or excuse me, I'm going to check out my LinkedIn page, make sure. Now, LinkedIn has a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to give it a minute to kind of. There we go. Here we go. Let me make sure. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. Maybe not. We're still streaming on LinkedIn. Wonder why it won't end the stream there. Still says it's streaming there. Let me see. See, now it doesn't say that it's streaming over there on LinkedIn. I'm looking at it. It just shows that I'm streaming on one to my YouTube channel. I don't see my LinkedIn streaming anymore. Hopefully it stopped. I don't know. But as far as what I've been looking at right now, I've seen it. Now, I know you can turn this off inside of StreamYard. So let me just save that there. Okay, now there we go. Here we go. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Got to get ready for your live stream. I'm going to see if I can tune in a little while. Thank you so much. Yolanda Chin, everybody else. Now I figured it out. I had to save it. So now, if anybody's watching now, we are only live on, on our YouTube channel. So if you're checking us out on YouTube, like Miss Yolanda Chin is doing there, she's here on YouTube. You can only see it on YouTube. Now it's not on LinkedIn anymore. LinkedIn is done. We are done on LinkedIn. Let me make sure. I'm going to click on my LinkedIn profile. And yep, we are no longer streaming live on LinkedIn. We are streaming live on YouTube. So we have 3 people tuning in, watching us on YouTube. Mr. Walter Strong, who was here earlier. And if you want to go check him out, you can go check out at NBA Sports Talk with Walter Strong. Go subscribe to his channel, man. But yeah, this is what you can exactly do. So you could actually set up a stream to multi-stream and saying, hey, if you want to invite people to say, hey, we're going to do a 2-part interview. We're going to start the first part here on LinkedIn, but you want to save all the salacious, juicy stuff for the end of it, and you want to drive them to the YouTube channel, stop at mid-conversation and say, okay, we're going to take here a break, guys. Everybody that's been tuning in so far, thank you for tuning in on LinkedIn. If you want to check out part 2 of this conversation live, head over to our YouTube channel at the Gabe Blue Experience. Other than that, everybody who's here watching on LinkedIn, thank you. Have a great day. So, and then turn it off and just cut it off, and then send everybody, if they want to continue watching, over to your YouTube channel. Then you start building people to start going there, and you start building a following over there. You start getting people to start tuning in and showing up. But see, I got Hyman tuning in here over on checking us out on YouTube. John's over here, and I get to see their YouTube channels as well. And then I can push them to go say, okay, now I can literally just change my QR code again and say, here you go. If you want to subscribe to my channel, if you're already watching, drop a comment down below, like it, follow, hit the notification bell, all the good stuff. And then you can bring up the same things. That's what I like about this. You can book a chat with me, support the show, scan the QR code there, and we can talk. We'll have a conversation. But yeah, I wish I could take. Hello, Sky Angel. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know who Sky Angel 667 is, but thank you for tuning. Are you describing StreamYard's new tools? No, these are actually what's inside of Restream. So, Jaime, if you were watching, we discussed both Restream and StreamYard and a lot of their. So now they do pauses on stream. So that's interesting. I've never heard of it, but just essentially, thank you for watching over here on YouTube. Now, where was I going? I'm kind of lost. Oh, and talking about like pausing, like what is the so when you say they do pauses now on stream, what does that mean? Does that mean you can pause your live stream like in the middle and people just can stop while you're paused, like you're watching a movie and pause it and then catch up while you're streaming? Is that what you're kind of making mention to? Um, I don't know, but that would be kind of cool. Oh, I think I know who that is. Hey, baby, what's going on? I think that is my beautiful, wonderful, amazing girlfriend, Miss Yvette Richardson. Well, it's more for recording, I think. Okay, that makes sense. So there you go. But see, now we've changed it and shift the conversation over to YouTube. So recorded videos only. Okay, that makes sense. See, I was to say doing it during a live, that would be interesting, but like to pause a live stream while it's going and pause it and come back and catch it right where it was, that would be mind blowing. Like if you're like, I'm watching live stream, I can't walk away, but let me pause it right where it is live and then come back and watch it. That would be kind of cool. So, there you go. So I'm not sure when I opened YouTube, I saw StreamYard had a post describing it before I hopped in here. Okay, well, I'll go check it out. But part of the features that I've been discussing and talking about are just mostly for people, individuals like wanting to learn how to get into streaming on mostly the LinkedIn platform. Because again, like I mentioned, you can stream directly through YouTube, and if you're just going to concentrate on YouTube content in your channel, why would you use a multi-streaming service? Just my thoughts. So let's see. You need to play a. There you go. You need a video to play in the middle of the stream if you want it. If you want to walk away, okay, I get it. There you go. Play a video and say, "Hey guys, just a brief message from one of our sponsors." Add a video and then just pause it. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool concept. Woo! I love this. I love what I'm getting to see. So, Man, it's pretty awesome. It's been pretty great. All right, guys. I know this has been fun. It's been a wonderful week. Um, I got to sit back and observe what I'm going to do content wise moving forward. So I don't know if I'll be back Monday. I got no clue. This was more just for me creating and observing like how I can actually change my style of content, the things that I want to do. We're going to see about that though. I do still love creating. So we'll see about that. If they need to pause, if they can, yeah. And video podcasting, of course, is what he's talking about. But other than that, guys, I got to get running because I do have a 6:30 Eastern Standard Time appointment over on LinkedIn. I do have to head into LinkedIn to go start my audio event. If you're so inclined and you're still around, please head over to our my LinkedIn profile. We're going to be discussing my topic today is going to be talking about communication and relationships. So we're about to go launch that live our uh, on our LinkedIn audio. So other than that, guys, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful week. Everybody that's tuned in, you guys have been amazing. Thank you, Mr. John Lacey, Mr. Walter Strong, Jaime Pena, Miss Yolanda Chin, and I don't want to forget anybody else. Let me just make sure before I get out of here. Um, that who was watching, Miss Michelle J. Raymond, who was watching on LinkedIn, Mr. Roy Richardson over watching here on YouTube, as a matter of fact, he was. I do appreciate Miss Edna, Edna Trading. There you go, Edna. I hope I get that right. And of course, over on LinkedIn, Mr. Garen Belaney, who was watching. Make sure if there's anybody else, Mr. Anthony Ant Reed, Mr. Mike Phillips, and anybody else who is tuning in to say hello. I do appreciate it. If I forgot, please let me know, Mr. Paul Dietrich, who's yeah, I'm having trouble today talking. I gotta go get I gotta get moving now. I do appreciate all of you though, and I will talk to you again very very soon. Please head over again and check out our YouTube and our LinkedIn. I would really appreciate it if you would just follow along. Okay, until then, I'll talk to you on the flip side whenever that is. Okay, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Live, love, and serve like no one else, and you will definitely change the world around you. So until